Back by popular demand, Miss Sophie, here to present more real estate content for you. What is a final walkthrough and why do we have them? Once a buyer is clear to close, meaning the title is complete and clear and the bank has issued the loan commitment, if the buyer is financing the purchase, the buyer's agent will schedule a walkthrough of the property. The walkthrough is generally scheduled as close to the actual closing as possible. This is because the buyer and their agent need to make sure that the buyer is buying exactly what was agreed to in the terms of the contract. For example, did the seller remove anything that was supposed to be left behind, such as fixtures or appliances? Is there damage that was not there previously? Are the appliances working as expected? Sometimes the inspector is unable to safely test things during inspection, and so those items must be checked. For example, if the inspector would have damaged an air conditioning unit by testing it in winter and you are closing in spring, the air conditioning unit would be tested at walkthrough. If some items still cannot be tested, the attorneys can agree to hold money in escrow until such time as they can test those items. That means a certain portion of the proceeds would be held back from the seller at the closing. If repairs were agreed to, were they done? Generally, if there are repairs that are agreed to, I like to check on the status of those repairs well in advance of the closing because it can cause a lot of problems on closing day if those repairs were not done. Did the seller leave behind items that should have been removed, and is it clean per the terms of the contract? Sometimes buyers want to do the walkthrough well before closing, but the reason it is done so close to closing is because things can and do happen to a property in between the time of walkthrough and closing. If you, the buyer, did not catch them in advance, you've bought the problem with no remedy. What happens if a problem is found? You have options. If it's an easy fix, the respective agents can generally work that out quickly. If it's more complicated, the attorneys can agree to hold money in escrow and the closing proceeds, or the closing can be rescheduled until such time as the problem is resolved. I'm Zebby Amy Voss, offering singular service for singular clients and their singular properties.